When a leader deviates from the established script, a convenient void is often created. Political assassinations are rarely the work of a lone madman. They are surgical removals of obstacles. To the public, it is a tragedy. To the deep state, it is a necessary correction. The inside job, as the ultimate tool of the shadow government, ensuring that the trajectory of power remains unchanged. The first hallmark of an inside job is the inexplicable failure of protection. Elite bodyguards, trained for every contingency, suddenly leave a kill zone exposed. Snipers are not spotted, rooftops are left unguarded, and motorcade routes are changed at the last minute. This stand down is not incompetence, it is a coordinated withdrawal to allow the designated executioner a clear shot. Every inside job requires a patsy, a troubled individual with a radical background. This person is often handled by intelligence agencies months in advance, creating a paper trail of instability. When the trigger is pulled, the patsy is captured or killed instantly, providing the media with a ready-made narrative that prevents the public from looking toward the true architects. Once the target is eliminated, the forensic evidence must be managed. Military doctors or state-controlled coroners take charge, bypassing standard civilian procedures. X-rays disappear, notes are burned, and the official trajectory of the bullets is bent to fit the lone gunman theory. The body itself becomes a crime scene that is edited to protect the secret of the multiple shooters. Within minutes of the event, the official story is broadcast globally. News outlets, often fed by intelligence assets, repeat the same details with eerie consistency. Anyone questioning the narrative is immediately labeled a conspiracy theorist. This psychological operation ensures that the public's initial shock is funneled into a safe, state-approved explanation of the tragedy. The true motive of an inside job is revealed in the days following the funeral. A radical shift in policy occurs. A war is escalated, a peace treaty is scrapped, or a sweeping new surveillance law is passed. The successor, often a company man, signs the very executive orders the fallen leader refused to touch. The assassination is not an end, it is a catalyst for a new, darker agenda. In the months after the hit, a cleanup crew begins its work. Key witnesses, the waitress who saw a second gunman, the mechanic who found a tracking device, the reporter who asked too many questions begin to die in accidents, heart attacks, car crashes, and suicides become common among those who held pieces of the puzzle. The silence of the grave is the conspirator's best defense. Intelligence agencies like the CIA, MI6, or the Mossad have wet work divisions specialized in deniable eliminations. They use stay-behind networks and local assets to insulate the high-level planners. By the time an investigation begins, the trail is cold, buried under layers of national security redactions and classified files that will not be opened for 100 years. Sometimes, the patsy realizes they've been set up. They try to speak out, claiming they were just a decoy. These individuals never make it to trial, or if they do, they are silenced in their cells. The inside part of the job ensures that no one who was part of the perimeter ever talks, as their own lives and the lives of their families are held as collateral for their silence. To the planners, an assassination is just continuity of government. They believe they are saving the state from a leader who is dangerous or unstable. By removing the individual, they protect the institution. It is a cold, utilitarian logic that views the democratic process as a secondary concern to the long-term strategic interests of the military-industrial complex. From the Congo to Chile, the pattern is the same. Leaders who challenge the global financial system or the hegemony of the superpowers find themselves in the crosshairs. These are not local coups. They are internationally coordinated inside jobs, where the domestic military works in tandem with foreign intelligence to ensure a smooth transition to a more compliant regime. In many inside jobs, the physics of the crime don't add up. A magic bullet that makes impossible turns or a high-velocity rifle that leaves no GS on the suspect's hands. These anomalies are dismissed by government commissions as statistical outliers. In reality, they are the technical fingerprints of professional assassins who were never meant to be caught on a primitive ballistic scale. Key evidence: the limo, the clothing, the security tapes is often lost or cleaned before it can be independently examined. In the chaos of the investigation, the most incriminating items are moved to secure locations where they are eventually destroyed or misplaced. The state uses its own administrative friction to grind the truth into a fine, unrecognizable powder. The Operation Mockingbird style of media control ensures that no major network ever investigates the inside angle. Reporters who push too hard find their careers ended or their reputations smeared. The media acts as a protective layer for the state, dismissing the glaring contradictions in the official story as unfounded rumors that disrespect the memory of the fallen leader. In some occult-leaning theories, political assassinations are seen as ritual sacrifices performed in public to traumatize the collective psyche. By killing a leader in a temple of democracy, a plaza, or a theater, the architects send a subconscious message: no one is safe, and we are in control. The trauma of the event makes the public easier to manage and more willing to submit. Decades later, when files are finally declassified, the inside nature of the job is often confirmed in memo form. Plan X, or Project Phoenix, reveals that the state had been gaming out the leader's death months in advance. By then, the perpetrators are dead or retired, and the public has moved on, proving that the state can admit to its crimes once the consequences are no longer lethal. The state uses the lone nut trope to avoid any discussion of conspiracy. By focusing on the shooter's diary, his mental health, or his obsession with the victim, they turn a political event into a psychological one. This shifts the focus away from the who benefited and toward the what was wrong with him. A brilliant diversion that keeps the inside players safe in the shadows. The person who takes the oath after the assassination is often the primary beneficiary. While they may not have pulled the trigger, their immediate reversal of the predecessor's key policies suggests a prearranged deal with the planners. The inside job as a way for a faction that lost at the ballot box to seize the executive branch through a legislative bullet. The government-appointed commissions, like the Warren or the 9/11 Commission, are designed to provide a final answer that protects the state. They are populated by loyalists who know which doors not to open. Their reports are voluminous but empty, providing thousands of pages of filler to hide the few paragraphs that would actually expose the inside nature of the operation. An inside job is the ultimate proof that the deep state is the true ruler. It demonstrates that when the will of the people conflicts with the interests of the state will use lethal force to prevail. Until the secrets of these assassinations are fully exposed, the inside job remains the silent, bloody sentinel at the gates of modern political power.